In a stunning wedding ceremony that was televised in 2015, millions of people witnessed Yandy Smith and Mendeecees Harris exchange vows. But the basis of what seemed to be an unbreakable alliance was a legal illusion. Yandy maintained her multi-million-dollar business empire legally secure, while Mendeecees was doing federal prison time by neglecting to file their marriage certificate. That well-considered strategy has now exploded into total chaos. Leaked court documents have revealed a verified marriage registration that connects Yandy to a hidden partner named Michael instead of Mendeecees. The sudden revelation that shook their inner circle caused Mendeecees to physically collapse and be entirely destroyed in a confrontation that happened behind closed doors. An exploding pregnancy timeline threatens to obliterate 17 years of shared history, and the terror grows when a leaked private video of Yandy and Michael meeting in a secret location surfaced. Yandy's complete silence and unwillingness to provide a formal denial lead to one terrifying conclusion. The public marriage was a carefully orchestrated cover story, and Yandy Smith was living a secret double life. Today, we analyze the court records, the hidden video evidence, and the disastrous, irreversible collapse of a massive, failed hip-hop business. To fully see how a single leaked document might end a 17-year relationship, you have to go back to May 25, 2015. That evening, Yandy and Mendeecees' special day was a stunning, star-studded live event that aired on VH1. What was marketed as a hip-hop wedding right out of a fairy tale attracted millions of viewers. The massive spectacle included bespoke rings, designer apparel, and sincere vows of unshakable dedication. At a time when Mendeecees Harris was facing a harsh federal prison sentence for drug trafficking, the public saw Yandy Smith as the perfect ride-or-die companion who was faithfully supporting her lover as he departed to do his term. But beneath the sparkle, glamour, and tears, a massive legal scam was already starting to emerge. Shortly after the television show aired, rumors began to surface in legal circles and other sources that there was a serious issue with the marriage paperwork. It was eventually revealed that Yandy had deliberately chosen not to sign or file the formal marriage certificate with the state. When asked about this shocking revelation on national television, Yandy openly defended her decision, saying it was a deliberate move to protect her personal wealth, her brand connections, and her child support agreements. Mendeecees was headed to federal prison and faced massive financial reparations obligations. Thus, being legally single ensured that her multi-million-dollar business remained entirely exposed to federal prosecutors. Mendeecees followed the public narrative because they thought they were operating as a unified team, bound by a spiritual commitment rather than formal papers. They portrayed themselves as an unshakable power couple whose bond could be acknowledged without a formal agreement. For more than a decade, that delicate arrangement remained in place. Mendeecees returned to the spotlight alongside Yandy after completing his term and being released from federal jail. They took part in well-known business ventures, raised their profile in the public eye, and gained a reputation for perseverance, family values, and overcoming hardship. However, keeping a relationship outside the legal system creates a great vulnerability by opening doors that should be closed. Since Yandy was not legally married to Mendeecees, her private life remained unrestrained. While the world saw a devoted wife and a restored family, no one in Mendeecees' close circle ever predicted the subtle changes occurring behind the scenes. The entire deception came to an end when an unidentified legal whistleblower exposed confirmed documents from local county records. These weren't phony social media posts or dubious blog articles. Yandy's full legal name, signature, and official identifying information were on these state-verified, stamped civil documents. But the name that showed up in the spouse area was not Mendeecees Harris. According to the documentation, it was a person named Michael. The documents revealed a fully finished, legally binding marriage registration that had been covertly filed away from reality TV cameras and reporters. Mendeecees was acting as though he and Yandy were discussing an exclusive spiritual relationship, but according to the filing date, Yandy had entered into a formal civil union that legally connected her estate, assets, and status to another man. Confrontation behind closed doors. People close to the production and family said that as soon as Mendeecees saw the court documents, he physically collapsed. He had spent years in federal prison thinking that Yandy's strategic legal actions were meant to safeguard their joint future. Thus, the sudden revelation of a secret legal marriage to Michael severely devastated his trust. Witnesses said that Mendeecees fell in excruciating bodily pain and required immediate medical attention as a result of his body reacting to the tremendous shock of the finding. After serving years in jail under the pretense of steadfast loyalty, the guy was suddenly forced to face the unpleasant reality that his family's existence was predicated on several carefully thought-out lies. As Mendeecees tried to understand the legal betrayal, the matter swiftly moved from a paper trial to indisputable visual proof. Within hours after the initial document leak, other encrypted materials, including private digital video recordings, began to circulate around select media sites. This was not hazy, out-of-focus, far-off paparazzi footage. The high-definition personal footage, which was filmed in a private setting, made it easy to identify Yandy Smith and the man named Michael. The conversations captured on tape showed a level of comfort, familiarity, and emotional intimacy that was completely at variance with the public image Yandy had maintained for over a decade. The film provided unquestionable proof that Michael was more than simply a distant business associate or a technical party on a legal document. Rather, he was an active, deeply embedded presence in Yandy's private life away from the spotlight. An already terrible position was made worse by the revelation of the private film, which led to a critical re-examination of Yandy's recent health and personal updates. For months prior to the revelation, observers had detected minor changes in Yandy's appearance, wardrobe selections, and public schedule, which fed persistent speculations that she was expecting. The first rumors were dismissed as typical celebrity hearsay, but the recently disclosed timeline that suddenly linked Yandy to Michael gave them an entirely different viewpoint. When medical and media specialists analyzed the dates of the leaked private tape with the genesis timeline of the secret marriage paperwork, they found that the alleged pregnancy chronology closely matched Yandy's private conversations with Michael. The disturbing hint that a potential pregnancy may be related to her secret partner rather than Mendeecees further shook their extensive family and business network. What was truly noteworthy about the approaching disaster was Yandy's management team's total lack of damage control. In the high-stakes world of celebrity public relations, such a scandal typically leads to an immediate, emphatic denial or a well-crafted statement attempting to offer context. Instead, Yandy chose complete silence. Her inability to address the authenticated private footage, the stamped court documents, or the inconsistent pregnancy timeline exacerbated the issue. Behind the scenes, legal counsel rushed to assess the potential financial and personal consequences of the revelations. Yandy had maintained a deliberate legal distance for years to safeguard her business empire, but it was suddenly working against her. He had no legal recourse over Mendeecees' private decisions, possessions, or covert marital status, as they were not formally wed. With each passing hour, the evidence against the public union grew more compelling, trapping Mendeecees in the wreckage of a reality TV business that was imploding in front of the entire globe. Because of Yandy Smith's camp silence, a personal sorrow quickly became a catastrophic ruin of a multi-million-dollar celebrity brand. For years, Yandy had positioned herself not just as a reality star, but also as a wise businesswoman, author, and motivational figure whose whole platform was built on the tenets of unwavering dedication, family resiliency, and female empowerment. Corporate sponsors, network executives, and brand partners were abruptly connected to a major public scam after investing heavily in the Yandy and Mendeecees narrative. Contracts were promptly evaluated behind closed doors since the revelation of a secret double life threatened to breach morality clauses that were firmly embedded in her endorsement agreements. The financial foundation that Yandy had fought so hard to protect by avoiding a formal marriage to Mendeecees was now being directly harmed by the same facts that she had tried to hide. When Mendeecees discovered that his whole life outside of prison was a lie, he was dealt an irrevocable blow. Mendeecees had no legal claim to joint assets, no marital property rights, and no legal standing to challenge any financial acts Yandy and Michael had made. The premeditated financial maneuver, which was initially presented to him as a sacrifice for his personal safety, ended up being a masterclass in risk mitigation that left him with nothing. Over the last 10 years, all of their joint public endorsements, business collaborations, and media appearances have been legally owned and run by corporate entities that Yandy had kept separate from him from the start. As the reality of the double existence sank in, the broader implications of Yandy's secret marriage to Michael began to alter the storyline of love and hip-hop's most well-known story. Yandy's years of off-camera conflicts, sudden schedule changes, and enigmatic long-distance trips under the guise of business were all being re-examined by insiders. What had previously been written off as the busy lifestyle of a bi-coastal Hollywood magnate suddenly aligned with the period of her close relationship with Michael. The marked court records and the private video showed that this was not a recent, rash mistake or a momentary lapse in judgment. It required extensive preparation, made-up schedules, and strict non-disclosure agreements among her personal staff because it was a long-term, well-planned dual existence. The sad ending of this narrative represents the total end of an era for reality TV and hip-hop culture. The power couple had disintegrated under the weight of its own falsehoods, representing financial success, unity in the face of public criticism, and survival via incarceration. Mendeecees was emotionally and physically exhausted from the laborious task of rebuilding his life and identity away from the shadow of the woman he believed to be his wife. Meanwhile, Yandy's steadfast refusal to issue a formal denial served as an implicit acknowledgement that the public image was always a finely produced show. The story of Yandy Smith and Mendeecees Harris will be remembered as one of the most catastrophic, well-planned frauds in the history of modern entertainment, not as a triumphant tale of ride-or-die love. A sobering reminder that one undeniable fact has the power to completely destroy even the most complex fairy tale in the world of celebrity. As this amazing story progresses, it is crucial to remember that everything discussed in today's movie is offered just for commentary, analysis, and entertainment. We're here to look into public news, popular tales, and media speculations about these well-known people. This material is not intended to harass, target, or make unqualified remarks about any individual's private life or moral character. In the end, they are public personalities handling complex lives in the spotlight. And all we want to do is analyze the news and promote open communication among pop culture enthusiasts. We now want to have a direct conversation with you, the audience. How do you genuinely feel about the way this entire situation has developed? Do you think reality TV's depictions of relationships can ever really reflect reality? Or does everything we watch on TV have a determined entertainment value? How do you feel about the way these court documents and media leaks have been handled? Please use the comment section below to offer your thoughts, opinions, and theories. But always remember to treat everyone in the community with respect and dignity. If you like this thorough analysis and would want to be updated on the latest comments, breakdown videos, and entertainment news, please hit the like button right now. It greatly helps the channel and makes it possible for us to keep giving you great insights. To ensure you never miss a new upload, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. We sincerely thank you for supporting the content, watching it, and sharing your opinions. We'll see you in the comments and keep an eye out for our next video.